M0FXB, welcome to my channel. Ender 3 Pro 3D printer, literally just assembled it, just turned it on. I'm going to use the menu here to select home to see if this will just revert back to its home position. I'll show you close up what we see on the display. So when you first turn on this printer, you see this, okay? That's your on-off switch there. This moves back and forth. You've got the plastic comes out from here, and it has to be at the right distance from this plate, which is quite a long way down, which you can adjust the height here with these big wheels. Okay, you can see that, and there's one on each corner. So it's quite interesting. It goes back and forth, up and down, and then you got these switches. Look, it tells it when it's, what position it's in. Behind this fan there's a heater element. That's why you have the fan here. It keeps it from overheating. And of course that's like your control panel. And in front of me there you've got the SD card, and there is a micro USB. At the top there's where you put your wheel of plastic. We haven't got a wheel, we've just got this that came with it for now. Now you do have to feed the plastic through. So it's quite a size, quite a weight, but the reason I've gone for the Ender Pro is because it's very recommended, especially as a budget, a budget printer, and I just want to try this out and see how I get on with it. When you feed this plastic through, it actually feeds through here. This gap here. You can about to see it. So you push that, you've got to be careful you don't put your finger on that and break that. So that spring, sort of push it in, and it allows the plastic filament stuff, sort of thin end, to feed up this pipe here, which just happens to be white as well, down through here where it gets heated and pokes out the end. Now you have to tell this to heat up before you do it. The other thing that happens is, for certain prints you also heat the bed up, so the bottom gets hot as well. And this bottom is magnetic, it's removable. It's easier to remove the print because when it's on there you can pick this up and pull it off. Other ones you don't have that. You can add a liquid which will help that. You can clean this with alcohol as well. You've also got this sort of winder bar here. See that winder bar? It's the motor here that makes it go up, and that's what makes it go up and down. The thing that makes it go right and left is inside here you've actually got a wheel and a ribbon, a conveyor ribbon, which makes this item move right and left. And you can actually, if that's too tight or too loose, you can adjust the nuts on the other side so it slides easier. So I'm wondering now if I'm looking at this arm, probably need to move this arm because I can see that's going to get in the way, so we should move that where it's not going to get in the way, and that's easy to do. All the tools that you need to assemble this and instructions are all with it, and the instructions, they're, because it was a long process, took about 2 hours, but it is a doable process. Don't be put off by the fact that it's quite a long process. Yeah, I can see now that these two cables should actually be under here, but that's easy to move. I can just undo those two bolts and quickly put it under there. We've now got it underneath there, so that's all good. So let's just see if we can get it to the home to get it into the home position. You'll see it acting like a little robot. So we'll press the menu button here, and we'll go down. Let's just find it. Motion, move to access auto home. Let's try that. See what happens. So, oops, I've definitely not done this yet. So it's getting everything to the right position. To me it's quite slow, so wait for that to get to the bottom. Hopefully there's no errors. Now we haven't turned anything on, we haven't told anything to get hot yet. We're also looking here for any errors that might show up. Still says Ender 3 Pro ready. So if you look under here where the extruder is, look at the gap there is there. Now that gap should be the size of paper. See if I can shine that on. The gap between the pointy bit and the plate. And you use literally paper to get it to the right gap. So to get the bed level, you know, moving these up and down, we have to disable this now, because now we've homed it. It doesn't want to move from that position. So what you can do is go back to the menu here, push the large knob there, go to motion, and then go down disable steppers. You can press that, and with a bit of luck, yeah, we can now move this up and down, and we can turn these knobs until we get it. What you do, you're sliding the paper underneath. You just want some sort of friction there. So when you pull it back and forth, it's just about gripping, because the distance between the extruder and the bed, it does really matter to how the item is going to print. We'll slide the paper under there, like so. And then we'll just move it up, the bed up, until, I don't want my hands in the way, until it starts to touch. That's how you calibrate, or that's how you bed level. And the more we turn it to the left, and you can move this plate backwards and forwards, look. The more we turn it to the left, the higher it's getting. And like we have to do this on each corner. So at the moment the paper nearly just tapping. Once you've done one corner, then you just go around the other ones. There you are, it's just gripping now. So I'll just leave that one for now. Yes. And then we'll move on to the next, we'll do all four corners. The fan is quite noisy, but we can move it along. Another piece of paper under there, and then just keep going until it does the same thing. It's not that it's got to be level with the floor, it's got to be level with this arm, this sort of arm that was going to go right and left, this arm here. That's the thing that it's leveling with. Let's just try that. Keep going. There you are, it's starting to grip, so we can go back a bit. And then I'll do all four corners. Okay, we sort of got there in the end. We want it so it just, there's friction there. Yeah, if it's a bit too tight, the way you turn the wheel is this way a touch. Turn it this sort of. I actually wrote it down because there you are. That's gone loose, and I turned it towards me. If I go back the other way, it gets tighter, and that's for all of the wheels. So you basically turn it clockwise, and it makes the gap smaller. Anti-clockwise, it makes the gap bigger, and so we just did that on each corner. Remember, we've unlocked the device, so it will move the way it's moving. See that? That's biting a bit, and if I want it to go up a touch, I just turn it upwards. It's starting to bite. Then we can pull the bed forward, like so. See that? It's quite loose, so we'll just turn it upwards, like clockwise. That's biting a bit, and then we move it across, put it in like so. It's a bit tight, so we can just move the wheel, put our hand under it and go anti-clockwise. They're big wheels, you can't really miss them. And you basically just keep going round until you feel like you go up a bit there. That's it, that's biting. And really, the more times you do it, the better. There are actually programs for doing this. That's biting there now on both corners. There are programs where you can load something into this machine. See, that's too good, so we just go like that. That's going under now, up a bit. And the better you do it, the better the print is going to be, because the spacing between the sort of slicing, as they call it, is crucial to the quality of the print. Let's talk about seeing if we can, remember we're doing this for the first time ever. Let's talk about seeing if we can feed some filament through to it. So let's go menu, like so. We'll move it back to its home position. Wonder where I'll move access, auto home. You see it's auto gonna home. Now I actually want it to get the filament out. I actually want it to be higher, don't I? So I think what I'll do is I think I'll push it. I'll disable them again. Motion, disable, because I actually want it to go up so I can put through the filament. There's probably a better way of doing this, but I'm just turning that so that the whole thing goes up, just so I can get underneath it. I'm now going to tell it to heat the filament, so we go to temperature, nozzle. See if we can, oopsie daisy, something happened there. It's alright, I backed out, so I'm going to turn it to about 180, let's say 190, and go back to main. Let's see, info, let's see if it starts to heat up. So once it's up to temperature, which it is, then you squeeze that again. And then just pull the power A, and it will all come out quite easily. If it's cold, it won't be easy. And that did come out easily. Then you can go back to cooling down. Menu, temperature, cool down. So give me some tips, anyone that's watching. It's cooling down now. I'm new to this. I just want to have a quick look what the firmware is on this model, and then we'll call it a day for today, I think. So we go menu, about printer, board info, that's my board, printer info, Merlin 2.0.8.2. I think that's my firmware. Pretty sure someone let me know. There's bound to be a newer one now, isn't there? Thermistors. What does that mean? Okay. As you can see, lots to learn. Bye for now, all the best. Well, we told it to print from something that it's got built into it called a Cat3 G code. Something's happening, listening radio. So of course you can bring things in from a website called Thingiverse, and you can make your own stuff. It was quite a big unit. Not too noisy actually. Bye for now, 7.3.